Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy Mad Mike here, sitting next to the sixth man, below where he need to be, LT. Hey,
I'm gonna let you have that.
Friday Night Madness. I mean, you already low, you ain't but what? Five what? Hey, nah, I was just fucking with him.
Nah.
Nobody say don't start no shit now.
He would have talked about the he would have talked about the hype, but he ain't gonna mention how strong I am.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. You weren't gonna let that one go.
Hey, man. Don't do.
Hey man, this is Friday Night Madness. Y'all already know what to do. If you want to join the show, we may just we'll drop the link. We'll drop the link in there. But again, this is a public service announcement. You coming in with that dumb crap, you will get muted, and just come in respectful. You know what I'm saying? Just come in respectful. We ask a question, do your best to answer it. But we just trying to be cordial, keep it cordial, man. Talk some ball, give you guys an opportunity to speak your mind. Whether it's the Atlanta Braves, what's going on with the Atlanta Braves, the Atlanta Hawks, United, the Georgia Bulldogs, who's sitting number one, not only in the nation, but they're number one in recruiting as well. So, bitches, we got that Julio, man. We got that Julio, bro. We got that goddamn Julio up in this. But
we're gonna talk about my sorry ass Lakers.
We can talk about the geriatric team. Yeah, we can talk about.
I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them.
We're gonna have an opportunity. We're gonna have an opportunity tonight. We're gonna talk some basketball tonight too, because I want to get everybody's opinion on a certain duo that's going on in the NBA. But Kstylz, you want to get that real roll call? Yes, sir.
Hey, I did that Hawkeye on y'all right quick. Yeah. You know, Hawkeye really ain't shit, but that was the first thing I could think of. But
this man.
But we got Mr. Joseph Thornton. We got Jonta Rozier, Asia Green. What's going on, mama? We got Brandon Kahuna. We got Raymond Elder, the Mad Monk ATL. Bobby Boy Zone 3. We got Marwin Johnson. We got Brian Peoples. We got Jerry Bowie. Raheem Devine, Low Ski. Noah Tyndale is in the building. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love there as well. We got Workflow Dre. And we're going to go with G-Town Baller 5. We're going to still shout and Dan the Man as well and Isaac Crowns. But we definitely going to shout y'all out during the show too. If we can get to your name yet. We got to go ahead and get this thing cracking, boy. Mike, what you got for us?
Hey, man, I got a real... Should I just go?
Might as well start little football. You said, who's next?
Who's next? Why would I say who's next?
Who the hell you think you is? Goldberg?
I actually was I was thinking about putting the Goldberg picture up, but I was a little bit too late at doing that. But who's next? Who's next? If you haven't heard the news of the Atlanta Falcons camp, your boy Dante Fowler, man. Oh God. Dante Fowler ain't feeling too well. He's not feeling too well. He's out with a knee injury, undisclosed knee injury. Don't know exactly the details as far how severe it is. But he has been placed on IR, which means he will be out for the next 3 weeks, at the minimum, the next 3 weeks. So the question for the both of you guys is, who's next?
Well, let me because Dante been playing outside linebacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ogundeji. They'll find. To be honest, I'm gonna go a little step further. I feel like they'll find ways to split time between Ogundeji and Mariner. I think those boys get like they'll have both of them like playing the same side or whatever the case may be. They'll probably squeeze them. They'll squeeze them both of them like both on the field at the same time with one playing one side and somebody giving Stephen Means a break. So like, but I say it'll be, but for me it'll mostly be Ogundeji. Um, the man been very solid most of the time. Since most of the time I've seen him on the field, he's been pretty much solid. A couple mistakes here and there, but you can see his improvement every week. And even with his play, like I said, when we played against the Jets, he had a phenomenal play where they threw like in the flat, and he was playing the flat, but he was closer towards the first down, and he came down, made a solid tackle. He picked up his first NFL sack in that game. Even and you could tell he's been a force to be reckoned with, because even on that last drive when they got ready to kick the field goal, you could see where he was actually being a problem. They started using the running back to chip him when they snapped the ball. So like I said, Ogundeji, I feel like they'll have him in a situation where he can step up to the plate. I fully believe in his coaching staff. Like listen, if I could see Arthur Smith go out there and coach his offense when you ain't got neither one, you don't have your number one or your number two receiver playing, and still was able to put up, but I forgot what the final score was, maybe close to 30 points still. Like, if you was able to do that, like, bro, I fully believe in Dean Pease doing the same thing. Like, okay, we lost the game. I mean, well, you already see that. We lost Harris for that game, and Jaylen Hawkins came in and got a pick.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it's all about the coaching staff, man. This is why we keep trying to tell folks that this is not the same old Falcons, because our coaching staff actually knows what happens. Okay, we lose a guy, whoop-de-doo. You step up. There you go. It ain't hard. That's what you here for. You get paid to play the game. So if a guy go down, guess what? You the next man up. We ain't missing a beat here. This is why we a well coached team.
I like that. I think they might go with a little more experience here. I think you might actually see more Michael Walker, which I would like to see. But something tells me it's gonna end up being Brandon Copeland. I don't know why telling me they're gonna start Brandon Copeland on that side. But they're gonna start with the experienced guys first. So it's gonna be one of those two.
Can I add to that, because that is interesting. Michael Walker had playing that outside linebacker spot. That is very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because he's really, if you look at Michael Walker as far as how he plays the game, he's really inside and outside linebacker. But the thing is, he's so damn aggressive. I think you might want to take advantage of that outside. But the thing is, he's gonna have to hold contain.
Right.
So this is why I think they might start. I want to see Michael Walker, but I feel like they might start Brandon Copeland on that side, because he's gonna be looking for that experience to start it off. And if the experience ain't doing it, he's gonna get the young guns to come in, which is Michael Walker, which is Ogundeji, Tatui, man, them the young guns. But I don't give a damn who it is. They just need to goddamn do their job. That's all I need to know.
Right.
At the end of the day, they got to do their damn job, bro.
This man.
Hey, I'm being serious. Go ahead, Mike.
I agree. I think they're gonna come out a little conservative, for the simple fact that they're going to try to kind of gauge their offensive line. Miami offensive line has not been very, very good, so I think they're going to come out. They're going to come out very cautious, for the simple fact, and it's a smart way to go about it, because you still have Grady Jarrett, you still have Ogundeji, you still have Mike Pennell, who's actually he's for a guy that hasn't had a lot of playing time, he's actually playing pretty intelligent, and like he's in on. So he might not get a lot of pass rush, but he's in on a lot of plays. That's unusual for a nose tackle, for a guy that big to be in on a lot of plays, a lot of screen plays, a lot of stuff underneath. He's very active to be a guy that big. So I think with the lack of depth up front that the Dolphins have, I think they're going to kind of take a subtle approach to the defensive side of the ball to see if Grady Jarrett is Grady Jarrett in this game, then there's no need to come out blitzing. But if they kind of come out sluggish, they're not getting a lot of pressure, that's when you're going to see them load up on the big guys like Marlon Davis and Pernell and Tyler Davidson, and they're going to use Copeland. They're going to use Mike. They're going to use Michael Walker as blitzers. So I fully expect to come out very conservative. Conservative probably the wrong word, but I think they're going to take it slow as far as their approach defensively early in the game, just kind of gauge it. But as the game go on, they see that, they're kind of not getting home as far as they want to. That's when you're going to see them turn it up, because Tua isn't one of those quarterbacks that he doesn't have a huge arm, but he likes to get his receivers the ball quick and out of his hands. And like I said, he doesn't have a big arm. So it's going to be interesting.
And like you said about the Mike Pennell thing, I was about to say, like, from what we only seen a full sample size, we only got a little sample size of what we could see. Like I said, by the way he played against the Jets, if this is something that can continue, you know who he would kind of remind me of, and Falcon fans probably know this and kind of cringe in their boots when they hear this, is for a guy that size like that, kind of reminds me of Chris Jenkins. For my Carolina Panthers fans, Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, I remember Chris Jenkins. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm here to tell you, but he might have played for the Panthers, but I love that man game. Ain't nothing like that big body in the middle that could move and he could stuff that run. Yeah, Chris Jenkins was a beast.
Mm-hmm. So like you said, Mike, it's all going to depend on what this defensive line is going to be like, how they're going to come out. Are we going to see a lot of Tyler Davidson? For God's sakes, I hope not. But but it's just like I said, it's just going to depend on how much pressure can we get with the big bodies up front. Now, if the big body's going to be able to get there without too much pressure, DEP is about to have a whole lot of fun.
I believe he got a game plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
They've been sitting on it 2 weeks, so I feel like they got something in place.
Oh boy, yeah, I know. Let's see, boy said, man, I think Big Tui should also take his spot. He's solid, he ready, he real ambitious. Him or Ogun Daisy, like LT said. Yeah, it's just gonna be who's gonna be the guy they're most.
I think all our points that was made, they were very good. It's just like, at the end of the day, but what you originally said, you was like, man, we just need somebody that's gonna come on and just do their job. That's the main thing. We need somebody to come in, do their job, do what they're supposed to do. And I feel like it don't matter. And like I said, I just feel like with them having that week break, being prepared for this game, and I'm pretty sure they knew at some point they probably had to put, Fowler on that IR. They probably knew that last week and just didn't do it until this week because they had last week off. So I'm pretty sure that Dean P's already got a game plan in place for this situation. We'll be fine. It might, like I said, we might start off a little sluggish per se, but but eventually as the game goes on, which we don't see all year, as it might start off slow, but as the game progresses, you start seeing the defense pick it up. So I'm really too much not worried about anything.
Okay. Marquise, what you got on it?
What up, man? How y'all doing over there, man?
Man, we
Pretty
good.
good, dog. How you doing?
Already know.
That's what's up, man. Life is good. Can't complain. Yeah, man. I hear y'all talking about old Fowler sound like.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think
First off, before you get
honestly,
started, take some of that bass out your voice, man. Good
come
God.
on, man. Hey, man. Don't
White.
let the baritone screw. Hey, don't let the baritone scare you,
Don't
man.
hate,
It's
man.
all
Don't
good.
hey, don't hate, man.
Man,
Man, come in here,
they want me to sound like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he over there sound like Barry
Cicely
White.
Tyson.
He come in here sounding like Barry White. I never want to give you up. Boy, we want to hear that.
Hey, you know, he got you. That's my dude, though. Barry White, legend, man. So I take it. You know what I mean? I take it. Hey. He said, "I never want to give you
Oh,
up."
boy, so I'm about to say, boy, we had a whole bunch of women watching this show. Boy, my Kstylz would be the main one getting all this stuff.
Man, lying.
Hey, look, man.
Hey, man.
Nah, I'm good, man. I don't want no smoke, man. I don't need no trouble.
Hey, man. But what you got on the topic, man? Well,
Nah, man. I think really when it comes to it, man, you know, you got. I mean, Fowler, he actually it's a disappointment because he actually was popping. He was, you know, I mean, he was making some plays this year. You know what I mean? He actually was looking a lot better than last year. I know for him, it got to be even bigger disappointment because, you know, that's that he's trying to secure that bag. And at the end of the day, this don't help that case. Hopefully it's a short-term IR. I haven't heard if it's long-term or short-term. I saw it was a knee, but as far as that, I don't know the time frame, but I definitely think if somebody got to step up, you know, one of these guys in the defense got to step up, and hopefully somebody can make some plays on defense. We already, you know, DMP was already dealing with, you know, a crew of he already had his work cut out against him. You know what I mean? So it don't get no easier.
Yeah, you right about that, man.
As far as in the time frame, he out for 3 weeks. So it's like it's our designated to return. So he only out for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be surprised that they did it just like bring somebody in or bring somebody up from the practice squad to the main roster just to have that slot for the time being. I feel that's probably what they did. That's the main reason why they did it, just to add that extra slot just in case.
For sure, could have been. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna be out that long, you know, I mean, we need as much people on the roster as possible. So.
Yeah, you need as many bodies as you can. What's going on, Noah? What you got on the topic, man? What's going on with you?
It's that face for
no,
good. Looking like
hey, you see, hey, I'm about to kill y'all with this shit. That's
man. You're supposed to log out the hub before you log on over here, man. He looking like he's seen something he can't unsee.
Hey, yo, that's the home. We're gonna wait till you get back on, man. But
man.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all. I got a question for everybody. I hope I spelled this shit right. I did it so dang on fast. How disappointed are you? Like,
you illiterate bastard.
Hey man, how disappointed are you guys? Obviously Dante Fowler has just not been what we expected, but we're talking about a guy coming in when we signed him, he had 11 and a half sacks. So has he been a disappointment because of the lack of plays, or has he been a disappointment due to the injuries? Because we've seen, like, much like a lot of guys, he hasn't been healthy.
I'm going to Mert.
You said what? Oh man! All right, I'll go ahead and go. I think disappointment, like if you look at the expectations of what it was for him to come in. Like you said, when he was in LA, he had that 11 and a half sacks. So we all ate the shit up. So it was like, oh, he's going to come in, 11 and a half sacks. Do. And we forget the fact that he had Aaron Donald and Michael Brockers on the defensive line that got a whole lot of pressure off of him too. Now, like he can make play. He made plays in the running game coming in where it's like, okay, I definitely see it. But like disappointment, I probably have to say it's been pretty disappointing. Like I said, the sack numbers don't add up to the hype that everybody had for him coming in or the expectations of him coming in.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think, he's looking like Ray Edwards. Only thing he got to do now is try to be an underwear model. You know what I mean? Like, that's the next step. That's the next step. You know what I mean? That's what Ray Edwards did. He came in, he wanted to model for Haynes and shit. But I think at the end of the day, man, yeah, he haven't lived up. His performance haven't lived up to the contract expectations that was, bestowed upon him when he signed. When he, like you said, he came, he had his most productive time in St. Louis. I think that was in St. Louis. I don't know if that was LA or whatever, but he ain't really did much. I mean, he showed some stuff this year, but it hasn't been to the expectation. So it's a disappointment for sure. What's up, man? He over there shaking his head, man. He got Barry White. What's up?
I said him up.
Because first of all, you said Ray Edwards, Lord Jesus. It just certain names. Right. You got to leave that in the atmosphere somewhere. Just let it flow.
That's one of the forbidden names.
You don't pray on Ray Edwards. Like, this man played he played a season and a half with us and had one sack. No, don't bring up Ray Edwards. Jesus Christ.
Look, I ain't even gonna tell you no lie. When Ray Edwards was here, I forgot he was here. I'm gonna just say it. That's how bad that
man. Listen, let me tell you something. When Tardy for the party will make more noise than you, we got a problem. That's all I'm saying.
Warlow, but not Warlow.
Nah, that wasn't Warlow. That wasn't Warlow. That was Corey Beerman.
Oh, Beerman too.
Yeah, Tardy for the party.
Yeah, Warlow used to lead it.
I say that because
5 yards down the field.
I say that because Warlow was dating that doggone chick off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's why I was saying that. So, but no, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not disappointed at all. And Mike can tell you this. When we made the sign, I said so. We signed Vic Beasley with that actually can play the running game. I've been saying that for the last couple of years. Even what Kstylz said, when people were going crazy, was like, "Oh my God, we signed Dante Fowler. He had like 11.5 sacks last year." And I'm looking like 3 of those came against the Cardinals, whose offensive line was bad, and 3 of those came against the Falcons, whose offensive line was bad. So like in 2 games, in the 11.5 sacks that you got 6 over half of your sacks literally against 2 teams, and they were this horrific offensive line. So I wasn't surprised. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. The year in 2017, he was decent in Jacksonville, but he wasn't the reason why Jacksonville was Saxonville. It was more so everybody else, especially like Calais Campbell. It was those guys in that front that was making the noise. Fowler did his thing here and there, but it was more so like Calais Campbell showing up. Plusnik, he was doing his thing. Telvin Smith was doing his thing. It was those guys that was doing the doggone heavy damage. Like Fowler, he made a play here and there, but he wasn't really eye popping. And then when he went to LA and everybody was raving for him, like you said, you had Brockers, you had Aaron Donald, you had Ndamukong Suh. I mean, you had what the dude name? M'Baku. The other end.
It was M'Baku and Robert Quinn.
Exactly. So like it made his job easier. So for you to say like, when people was giving up the hype, like, this is a better person, I'm looking like it's the same dude. He just can play the run better. That's it. And here's and this is no shade to him, because I still think the man has been decent for what he's been, for the role that he's been playing. But let's call a spade a spade. folks hated Vic Beasley on his way out the door, but when he left Atlanta, he had 8 sacks going out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what has Fowler given us? Just saying.
Nothing.
Like you said with Vic Beasley, there was that 8.5, them 8 sacks that he had. That's when they decided to let him be that situational pass rusher that he should have been the whole time.
Yeah.
I still say, and I know a lot of Falcon fans may kill me for this. I don't give a damn because none of y'all can beat my ass. But my thing is, I would love to see Vic Beasley on this defense. I really would. I really feel like Dean Pease would put that man in a position for him to succeed. And like if people, you might even see a year where people like, wow, he can do this on a regular basis. Yes, because he's playing his natural position. Like, but with Quinn, they had this man all over the place. You was already scheduled to be a 3-4 outside linebacker, and you come into the NFL, they got you playing a 4-3 defensive end. First of all, this man is not big enough to be playing no 4-3 defensive end. Yeah. He is 6'3", 6'4", 240 pounds. Truth be told, he might. I'm 238. The boy might be my weight.
I was about to say he was like 6'3", 237.
Yeah, like he might be my weight. I'm 238, so I'm looking like dog. Like he is not big enough to be playing no defensive end. Like, bro, once a tackle get hold of him, he ain't going nowhere.
No,
like
he dancing.
Yeah. Exactly. They put ballroom dancing at that. They were Beauty and the Beast on that front line. Like, come on, dog.
Damn that boy! I call Vic Beasley slip and slide because every time you saw him try to run past somebody, he's sliding on the ground.
No, now I know he ain't taking it to the highs. I just know he ain't taking it to the highs. So you ain't getting reference. He said, "Slip and slide."
Take it to the house. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. Yeah, man. I think man. I remember when Beasley got drafted. Man, I was geeked because in Clemson he was that dude, number 3. You know what I mean? He was coming off the edge. He was causing hell on the regular. And I don't know. I think it had to be something off the field. You know what I mean? I don't really know, or even like you say, something schematically, because gifted. He's athletic. Like you draw him up, like he's not necessarily a prototypical size-wise defense end. He was lighting ass for sure, but I mean you can't deny. I mean you saw his arms. I mean he was little for that, but he wasn't small and he was strong. You know what I mean? He was a freak. I mean combine numbers is out the world. You know what I mean? So he put it together 1 year, a couple years, but he really. Yeah, he was a disappointment how that just ended.
That's called it. It's that damn. It was a defensive coordinator. Had no absolute like the defensive coordinator / head coach because he damn.
I'm about to say which coordinator.
went through.
Head coach. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Dan Quinn had no clue what he wanted to do with any of his players. Let's just be real. Outside of Grady Jarrett, it's like the only position he cared about on defense was that 3 tech. He had about 5 damn 3 techs on one damn team. Every last one of his defensive tackles were 3 techs. And the defensive ends that he had came in that he signed, those guys were like they was what? Around 260, 280, and they can play 3 techs. So that's the only position he fucking cared about.
Right.
So it wasn't necessarily Vic Beasley and it wasn't necessarily Tag. Like that team was just poorly coached. I say this all the time. The team was absolutely poorly coached.
You drunk? I know you drunk.
No, I know I'm not drunk. I don't.
You ain't. You gotta be. You can't. You take it up for Tat McKinney? Yeah, you drunk. What you drinking?
What you on, Mike? Dope or dog food? Which one?
The only reason why I say it's not Tech is because when you look at Tech issues, it had nothing to do with his play on the field. It was more so him not being able to stay his ass on Twitter and stay his ass injury free. So his play when he He played okay when he was healthy, but he was never freaking healthy. So I honestly, I thought that pick to begin with was one of, I'm gonna just say this, one of the worst picks the Falcons ever
I'm going
made.
on Mert.
One of the worst picks that they made in the history of Dan Quinn is drafting Takk McKinley because he came out of college hurt. We drafted him hurt.
Yeah. Real.
He was hurt.
Shoulder.
And you traded up for a hurt guy. He didn't drop. You traded up for the guy. So this is the stuff that we talk about with Thomas Dimitrov. He was just incompetent. He didn't think. Like I said, you had TJ Watt. You had a lot of guys sitting up at the had an opportunity. I knew that would be a damn reaction out of y'all saying that. He had an opportunity again. For a fucking Takk.
Because the reason why, because I understand. Don't get me wrong. TJ Watt is a damn good player, and I'm not saying he's trash. The problem that I have, because people think, man, we tried to attack it. They had TJ Watt on the board. Okay, here's the problem. Would TJ Watt be TJ Watt under our previous regime?
Talk to him.
That was always my question to everybody. Like,
the only why I disagree with that notion, in case you go after this, but the only reason why we talk about I say TJ Watt is because when you draft a player like that, you don't draft him just to be like the guy. You draft him to be a piece. And if you draft a TJ Watt, you draft a bigger defensive tackle, or you sign a big defensive tackle to kind of help cover up his weaknesses. And that's what Pittsburgh does. They don't draft guys just to be drafting them solo. They draft their guys to be a piece. We don't draft guys. Now we do that, but under Dan Quinn, we never drafted these guys to be a piece. We draft guys to be the guy. Keanu Neal. We drafted Deion Jones to be the guy. We drafted Takk McKinley. We drafted Vic Beasley to be the guy. They were never a part of a piece. They were never part of a puzzle. And that's what's wrong. That was wrong with the Falcons. We drafted Calvin Ridley, to be the successor of Julio Jones, to be the guy. So our draft process was absolutely horrible to begin with. Kstylz, what you got?
I wasn't even gonna say anything about TJ Watt in that draft. I was gonna talk about the guy I wanted. And might know who I was gonna go with that year. Goddamn Buda Baker. We passed up on Buda Baker.
Buda. Man, you and I we were talking about that for a long time. We were talking about Buda for a long time.
We needed a free safety as well. Because, like you said, our history of drafting first-round pass rushers have not been the greatest thing in a very long time.
Hold up. You said we needed a free safety?
We had Ricardo Allen, Hall of Fame.
I just about to say that.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I'm going right.
No, come on, bro. Come on. I'm playing, man. I'm playing.
I'm just saying,
look. You had two choices that you could have put. If you ain't like Buda Baker, you could have had Dalvin Cook, especially with Devontae Freeman's hurt ass.
Ooh, boy.
Okay. This is why we get all this to say.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm about to say, at the end of the day, we don't know if they would have been those type of players under this team. Everybody's like, and I've been preaching this for the last month and a half now. Yeah. Everybody gets drafted based on the team they got and the system they got.
Yeah.
So who knows? And for a lot of people that may say out here, well, we should have drafted Lamar Jackson. Who knows? Lamar Jackson might not be the same Lamar Jackson with the Falcons. With Dirk Cutter, y'all trust that with Dirk Cutter?
Hell to the no.
Hell no.
No, man.
Hell no.
Lamar, nah, bro. That would have been a nightmare. I don't want no part. Look, I
don't want Dirk Cut. Like I said, you have to look at the coaches we had too. It's like, no. I like no.
I'm good on that.
I like, bro, hell no. All right, go ahead and go ahead before I keep on rambling on about this.
I'm sorry, because my coworker sent me a wild message. I explained after the show, but I mean,
DM's on fire, boy.
Man, listen, man. Nah, with my job, yeah. but I would say this with like I said, the whole drafting process, man, it's always been all over the place, especially when it came to Thomas Dimitrov, which is why I always said when we fired Mike Smith, it should have been a package deal. Dimitrov should have been going to, and people be like, "Are you serious?" Yes. Let me tell y'all something. This man whole 2012 draft washed out the NFL before 2015. That is a problem. I don't care what nobody say.
Hey, say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear that.
That his whole 2012 draft washed out the NFL before 2015. Yeah.
Yes.
Like people got to understand. Like TD was not a good drafting person. Like. You get a couple of decent picks here and there, but overall, man, and then like some of the picks didn't even make sense. Like, I understand what Mike was saying. Like, Calvin Ridley was drafted to be quote unquote Julio's replacement, but we still had issues on our defense that we really truly didn't never really fix. So and like I said, with the coaching staffs that we've had, that's why I be telling folks like it's hard for me to say a certain player that we didn't draft in certain drafts. Man, we ain't draft this person. It was on the board. Like, would they be the same player playing under the regimes that we had? Would they would have been good under Dalvin Cook? Or would Dalvin Cook have been good? Well, you said Dalvin Cook got drafted at 17. Would he have been good on the Sark system? Sark didn't even know how to run the football that good.
I got a question. You brought up something that was that kind of sparked my interest a bit, and I got a question for everybody. We know when we talk about this regime with Arthur, as well as Dean Pease, we know Arthur is a red zone guy. He's a whiz when it comes down to getting touchdowns in the red zone. We know that. Right. We know that he loves tight ends. We know that he runs the ball. He likes to run the ball. We know that Dean Pease is going to do two things. He's not going to give up a lot of deep plays, and he's going to blitz. When you look back at the Atlanta Falcons under Thomas Dimitrov, Dan Quinn, all we knew was two things. They were going to be fast and physical. We didn't know if we were going to run the ball. We don't know if they were going to pass the ball. We don't know if they were going to sign a tight end. And they're going to go, like, we knew nothing about what their plan was. All we knew is they were going to be fast and physical.
Hold on. Let me go
like, does anybody go ahead. Am I wrong by that? Like, I don't remember them saying we're going to be we're gonna blitz, we're gonna play cover 3, we're gonna play cover 2. They never divulged their plan to what they trying to do with this team. Am I wrong by that? Do anybody remember that?
Amen.
Hold on. Before y'all do, let me go ahead and light this do-rag on fire for that bullshit that they came out with. We looking like but nah, man. Hey, look, fast and physical was just an excuse to say we don't know what the hell we do. That's all that was. That was just basically fast and physical meant I hope they're fast and I hope they're physical. That's all that meant.
The way he preached it. The way he preached it, that sounded like it could turn into a movie franchise like Fast and Furious.
Boy, you rather had the Teletubbies out there than what the fuck that shit was.
Not the Teletubbies.
Oh man!
Oh Lord, not Dipsy on the pass rush.
Boy, I'm telling you,
get to the quarterback.
Every time I heard those the after game interviews, like we're going to continue to be fast and physical.
Like, hey, what the hell that mean? You gonna be covered too? Like, what the hell y'all gonna do? Like, they never said what they was gonna do. They just like we just gonna be fast and physical.
Hold on now. Wait a minute. Let's stop the presses real quick. Because see, what y'all fail to realize, it wasn't just about being fast and physical. You also have to realize sometimes in life you just got to embrace the suck. That's all you got to do.
Embrace the suck. Damn Quinn, boy. It's y'all coach, man. It's y'all.
Ooh, boy.
Nah,
that man got on TV and said we embrace the suck. I said, bro, fire him.
We're gonna embrace
I'm gonna support in public because I got to defend my team in front of other fan bases. But if I buy, like, bro, fire him. Who said that? Embrace the suck. And then
what you guys say on that shit? But we still crap.
Man, y'all go ahead, man.
I got both. I got both covered. He over here talking about this is your post game interview. We're pissed off. We shouldn't let that happen, but we're gonna go back and I'm just telling you right now, we just pissed off right now. We're really mad. We're really upset, and we're gonna go out there next week, and we're gonna do the same exact thing, and we're gonna be even more pissed off about what we did for the last 2 weeks. But then we're gonna go out the third straight week, and we're gonna do the same thing again.
hey, look, I'm about to say that as those strings of post-game interview to say, you should have just summed it up in this one phrase. We just like to get pissed on.
I'm freaking dying.
Out of control, man.
They're like, bro, how many games are y'all gonna be pissed off before y'all actually do something? Look, that's like you starting a fight. That's like you starting a fight at school. Every time somebody run up on you back and put the line on, like, cross this line. Okay.
No, talk about not the Bugs Buddy. Now cross this line. Across this one. Across this one.
And then at the end of the day, you put so many lines on the ground, your bag is against the wall. What you gonna do now? Now you're getting your ass whooped. But
the man said he got pissed off.
Well, I'm sorry, bro, but I was like fast and physical. Like, where was they fast and where was they physical? Because I do remember after 2017, 2018, this defense being one of the worst defenses in the NFL for 3 straight years.
Yeah, facts.
Our defense was sponsored by Charmin. Word to Kobe.
Charmin tougher than that, but.
But it's crazy though. You say that, but people still like to blame Matt Ryan for it. Two things people do. They always say Matt Ryan is the reason. I still had this argument to this day that people think Matt Ryan the reason we're not winning. They think he don't deserve the money he getting. This contract he signed is the reason Julio gone. The reason the team can't be built. Huh?
Why you had to say the M word?
Hey man, I'm just saying that's what people. You know what I mean? I don't agree with it, but hey. That's what the folks think, man. That's what the fans think. A lot of them, man. People, it's crazy how many people really think they put the blame on Matt right now. Like, they don't appreciate it. They got their recency bias or something. I don't even know what it is, but people just delusional.
I say that because you kind of. I this is the first time I did a show with you. Yeah. But Mike knows like that triggers me.
Okay.
He knows that triggers me. Like he'll purposely do stuff like that during the show because he knows it's gonna trigger me. He know I'm gonna make a face and then he be like, "Dad, that's exactly what I'm looking for." I'm like, "Really, dude?" Like.
Nah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a supporter, man. I'm a Matt Ryan truther. You know what I'm talking about? But
listen, man, we all are Matt Ryan truthers here. We tell the truth about the man game. Like we've been telling people for years, whether they want to believe it or not, Matt is one of the greatest QBs to ever play this game. And for folks to sit here and go on this rampage about. Like we had a guy on a month ago that got on the show and said that the greatest quarterback in Falcon history was Vic, and we were like, "Why?" Shoot, well, man, he took us to the NFC Championship game, man.
How old was Cat, man? He had to be young Cat. He had to be young bull.
I don't know, but let me tell you.
I'm about to say, if you young enough to remember Vic, your ass ain't young.
That's true. That's true. Well,
what you got to realize? What you got to realize, though, Mark? Let me tell you something, man. One thing about it being a Falcon fan, man. You know, when you born, you know, you born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. You know, you were born at Grady Hospital. You were a Grady baby. And you know, you were born and raised down there in Southside College Park and over there in Riverdale and over in East Point and DeKalb County. You know what I'm saying? You know, this the culture, man. It's the culture of the Falcons. You know, it's the culture. You know, we just need somebody black under center, you know, to complete the cycle of whatever Wakanda mess that T.I. said we a part of.
Not the king.
Like, I'm really being funny about this, but this is what a lot of Falcon fans really be thinking. And it really baffles you hearing that type of stuff. Like, are you serious? Like, dude, we want to win games. Like, you talking about, well, you know, if you get a black quarter, somebody exciting, it'll put asses in seats. Y'all want to go into the games when we have Vic here. What you talking about?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I got a little out of control. I'm not bad. Let me regain my composure.
Hey.
Realign your chakras, bro. Realign. You got to come with them.
It's the pressure points. It's the pressure points.
Woosah. Right there below the ear, right here. By the Hey. You can call on Tyrone.
Oh shit.
Oh snap! Erica Badu in the building.
Hey Tyron, hey, where the bird? Where the turban at, man? Shit. Hey, you know Erica Badu like
he said turban.
Hey Tyrone, did you send me a window seat? I love that video. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Man, what you talking about?
If I come on with a turban on, it's gonna be I don't even know how I'm gonna come on with that. It's gonna be a weird day if I come on with a turban.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, just don't let it be the day I'm on the show because I'm gonna drag you.
He said you gonna drag it, man.
I'm gonna drag it. You already know I'm gonna drag it.
That's gonna happen automatically. So,
hell no. But what you got on the Tyrone, man?
You know, I just been listening to y'all, bro. If like, it's weird because I like the whole Vic thing. Like you were saying, you got to be young, around 20. I don't remember Vic, so you're not really young if you remember Vic. Like,
that's true.
Vic was drafted 3 months before I was born. Like he was born, he was April and I was July. So like I don't remember Vic at all. It was 01. So I get parts of, you know, I get to see the highlights of Vic. I see the flashiness, but you don't get to see the full game. Like you guys have seen full games of Vic. So like I haven't been able to just sit down and be like, oh man, this is a great game. Like how I've seen Matt and how I've seen these other guys that have played for us these years compared to these old guys. So for me, it's like I guess my youth helps out with having to deal with certain fans. I guess so, because me being younger than you guys, you guys deal with these guys because you've seen it. Like I haven't seen it, but I still have to, address it. It's not like I can't not address it. Like I still have to be like, yeah, it's weird for me because I love my generation. I guess we love Vic because Vic was the guy. I guess when we were younger, he was the guy you wanted to grow up and be like. I'll put it like that because, if you want to grow up and be a quarterback, you want to be like Vic. And look at Lamar, look at these other, young black quarterbacks, how they try to play and want to be like who they emulate. They don't emulate the Dan Marinos and the Matt Ryan, unless they're really built, unless they're built like that. They're not built. They want to run the ball because what you've been doing your whole life, if you play rec football, what you've been doing your whole life. If you playing quarterback, you gonna run a bootleg, you gonna run it, or you playing multiple positions that make you want to run. So when you play quarterback, you're like, I might as well run because that's what I know what to do, and that's fun. So that's my whole position on that. But it's a dumb argument. I think that's it's one of the dumbest things you can pull out if you're a Falcons. Like you said, the whole Wakanda thing is just not necessary. It's really not necessary in this city.
You talk about the same guy that said about Wakanda while the whole city is going through a gentrification stage.
Yeah,
Can't go through Wakanda if there's gentrification going on right now.
but he's sponsoring half of it. But you want Wakanda?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta explain it to me, bro. You gotta explain it.
Hey, listen, I'm not from Atlanta, but I spent my time at her home, so I mean, I know.
Exactly. But they are slowly but surely putting Starbucks everywhere now. So yeah, you know when Starbucks get put up somewhere, you
Bro,
know.
Kirkwood ain't even Kirkwood no more, bro. My granddad's lived in Kirkwood. Kirkwood is not Kirkwood. Like, it's so weird being over there, and they get all these like fancy shops and little bars and all of this and that. And my dad's house been there since I've been born. It's been, and then his neighbor got a mini mansion right in front of him. Like, what do you? That's not Kirkwood. So I mean, that's the whole thing with that.
All right.
I want to touch into this guy comment when he says, "Does Dean Pease not trust the back seven? Where are the sacks created by scheme?" You know, I'm gonna see what y'all thoughts on this.
I don't. I'm the scheme guy, so let me just break this down real quick for Dean Pease. When you're going to see a lot from his types of players, what you're going to see from Dean Pease is he's not going to give up a lot of plays. He's not going to give up a lot of deep balls. Excuse me. He's not going to give up a lot. He does not believe in getting beat deep. You see the Falcons this year; they have been getting beat by a lot of run after the catch, missed tackles, occasional, 20-yard pass, maybe a 30-yard play, like not even 30 yards. They haven't really given up a lot of big-time plays. They're giving up yards, but they haven't given up big-time plays, and that's what you're going to get from Dean P. He's going to push his safeties all the way back. He's going to ask his corners to be more aggressive and tackle and attack the ball, but those safeties going to be all the way back. They going to be back, and his linebackers and linebackers, the front seven, those guys just going to be in full attack mode. So you're going to need smarter people to play those roles. So in his game, if you're not smart, you're not going to see no playing time. That's why you haven't seen Sheffield. That's why you haven't seen a lot of Richie Grant. That's why you have not seen a lot of Ogundeji to a certain extent. They're not up to his standard. So to say that he doesn't trust his back seven, and where the sacks are created by scheme, sacks are created with finishing. This is what we always talk about. You got to finish. Just because you get in there don't mean you actually going to get sacks. So he can scheme up all the sacks and the pressure all he want, but if you're not finishing the tackle, then is that really on the Dean? Is that really on the Dean P? So it's like, pressure sacks are one of the most misleading aspects of the defense. You gotta learn how to finish plays. That's why we talk about the small, intricate details, getting off the field on third down, finishing sacks. Grady Jarrett has gotten there a number of times, but he hasn't finished a lot of sacks. Dante Fowler hasn't finished a lot of sacks. You see guys like Ogundeji, those guys are finishing sacks. That's why you got a lot of players with one sack. I think we had like 3 or 4 guys on the team already with just one sack. Just one sack. They're not finishing sacks. Our big time guys aren't finishing sacks. So sacks are just gonna come when they just learn how to damn tackle. It's really that damn simple. You just gotta learn how to tackle. And that's the basics.
Oh, and I'm glad you said that because I actually have a question for y'all. And I want to get y'all opinion on this because I've been seeing this all day. Have you heard the recent supposedly trade scenarios that they saying the Falcons should do?
I'm going back on mute.
Nah, LT, get your ass back here, bro.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa. Say that again, Kstylz. Say it again.
Well, apparently, as I was looking through my phone today, there was an article. I'm not gonna put their names on there. I'm not gonna put the name out there because we ain't finna do that. So basically, there was 4 players they put in these trade scenarios that we saw. And I wanted to get your goddamn opinion on this and what the hell was they thinking.
I really want to go on mute.
The number one guy, no, bro, the number one guy they had on that list was Cordero Patterson. That was number one on the list. I said, look, Reggie know where I'm about to go with this because he said he saw the article too. He said, "No, boy, I don't know what the hell that was, but it was Cordero Patterson was 1, Hayden Hurst was 2, Matt Ryan was 3."
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going.
And Dante Fowler was 4. I said, I looked at this article. I said, yeah, I'm about to report this as stupidity right here. You literally talking about trading. You literally talking about trading everybody that's been worth a damn to this team. So what are you really trying to say? Are you really trying to tank the team to get what you want by saying
no,
this?
Whoa. I got to stop. I gotta stop. This is the stupid shit that I'm talking about. I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry. I'm tired of this dumb shit. Motherfuckers, we not rebuilding, okay? Just because you trade everybody and get 1,000 damn picks don't mean you actually gonna be good with those picks.
I forgot to say this was the other one too.
Yeah, young one. I saw the young one too.
That's I know what I was talking about. This ain't a goddamn fire sale. This ain't damn man when you just gonna get 30 picks in one damn year. What are y'all people talking about? Like, what's the point of doing it? Why are we doing this?
So you go.
The hell are y'all talking? It's like, hold on, no. What's the point of doing it? I really want to know. Like, you think we just gonna lose? Just lose for no damn reason. Just so we can play fantasy football? Like, what are we doing? What's the point of doing that type of stuff? Because a lot of these people who are making these dumbass articles and these stupid ass podcasts of theirs, all they're trying to do is sell. It's all clickbait. This is what I'm talking about, being responsible journalists. We just out here putting out bullshit so y'all can get people up in arms. As fans, we got to stop this bullshit. It's stupid. We're just going to trade everybody on the team that's worth any fucking good. Well, what?
Hey,
you good?
Hey, come on, Mike, come on with me. Woo,
you good?
Grab the ears like this.
No, I'm really pissed off with talking about trading Young Way Cool. Why the hell you gonna trade him? He ain't did nothing to nobody. He's still trying to get that damn cleats back. Y'all trying to trade him.
No. The Young Way Cool one was not an Atlanta-based damn website. That was ESPN.
That makes it even worse.
That was ESPN on that one. Because they said the Chargers, they said the Chargers want him back.
Well, of course they do.
All right, so let me say this. I'm trying to really piece my thoughts together on this.
Hey, come on, do it. Woo, side.
To our producer in the back, I'm sorry. I truly am. Because I want to know How in the fuck you trade these people in week 2 and 3? We are right there. What are you talking about? We are literally in the hunt. We are not out of it yet. We are 2 and 3. There are no dominant teams in this damn league right now. What you got to understand, you got to quit saying this dumbass shit that you thinking that we are just. This is not Madden. You cannot turn the salary cap off. You cannot turn the salary cap off and think there's no consequences and repercussions to trade these people. That's dead cap hit. Because you want to grab somebody from out of nowhere because they're from Atlanta. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, people, but I am sick and tired of the folks that have the unmitigated gall to write this bullshit.
Oh boy!
You want to trade Cordell Patterson? He's your fucking offense right now. Are you kidding me? You want to trade a kicker? Pretty much one of the best kickers in the league right now. You want to trade him?
Yeah. That hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see if it's on here. When I saw that article, I'm sitting here. I was just looking at like, bro, what? Hey, look. Just like what LT said, about the compensation for what all these moves are gonna do. This is how we're looking for where's the solution. We said,
oh my god,
where the solution at?
My thing is why. I still haven't heard of why. You 2 and 3. Why?
Literally 2 and 3.
You're still in the playoffs.
With a chance to go 3 and 3 Sunday, you got a chance to go 3 and 3 Sunday. You could be 500 after Sunday.
That's the wild part. Like so.
Just look how bad. Okay, look how bad we look in week 1 versus Philadelphia, and look how we've been looking pretty much. Even with the loss to the name redacted, even we still play a solid game. Like, come on, people.
So
this ain't baseball, right? This ain't baseball, bro.
ATM is on. We are.
It's not baseball. You can't go trade somebody from AA to go to your AAA team. It's not gonna work like that. The money. First off, let's just be honest. We 2 and 3. You win this game. We 3 and 3. We at 500. Like Trav said, you at 500. Why in the absolute? I'm gonna use my coach. In the absolute blue moon fuck would you trade these people away that have literally been the best players on your team? Like, let's be honest. Cordell Patterson has made most of your touchdowns. Cordell Patterson has the number 5 total touchdowns. He leads the team. You have Matt Ryan, who literally is still Matt Ryan. Why Denver? What are we gonna get from Denver? We gonna get Drew Lock from Denver? I want to bring Drew Lock to Atlanta. Like, bro, what does that do for you? And then you go to San Francisco.
Okay.
LA.
I see the problem is.
You go to LA. You go to LA to Charge. I come to They still the San Diego Chargers. You go to the Chargers. What is there for you if you trade a kicker? You're not gonna give me. You're gonna give me picks. Hayden Hurst is not gonna give you nothing but a 6th-round pick. He's not gonna get you higher than a 6th-round pick. If he does, somebody's stupid. And mind you, we use Hayden Hurst. We use Hayden Hurst has gotten more and more into this offense every week. It doesn't make. And Dante Fowler, isn't he leading you in sacks right now? Isn't he like He's top 3 on the team in sacks. So what is the point? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. And like I said, it doesn't make a blue fuck sense. Not a blue one to even think about. Why would you trade those 4? And then you like, and there's nobody on this team needed to be traded, especially if we're going to be if we go to 500 this week. And then I know I'm gonna go to something else. That whole Tua shit that somebody put out. We're not even gonna talk about that because that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Why would we trade for Tua? I want somebody really to explain to me.
Who said that shit?
Wait, time out. Hey, everybody. You might rewind that for me right quick.
There was a guy that was talking about Tua. He was talking about Tua. I don't know. I forgot how I'm not gonna say his source, but everybody knows the dumbass that keeps putting out all the stupid stuff. It was like,
I know it ain't who I think it is.
Yeah,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yeah, the one that want to be black, that guy. So he put out it was some type of tweet. I don't even know what the tweet was, but it was this guy. He ended up deleting it.
Wow.
But he said Atlanta might be some type of player if Tua's on the trading block or something. And I'm like, whoa. And he used him as a source. So they just let people.
Hold on. I got the perfect picture. Here you go. This is what this was during the thinking process.
Wow.
You need to put a picture of Cheech and Chong up on that one. You need a picture of Cheech and Chong up there smoking because that.
Bro, I'm about to say, I'd
rather have Nick Foles than that motherfucker. You can kick in my head with that shit. The hell?
So the thing we're saying is, bro, y'all can't be putting out. Like I said, I can understand if this team was so bad right now that you ain't have a choice. But we ain't even halfway through the season. We ain't even close to the trade deadline. Well, how many more weeks till trade deadline? About 3 weeks.
November 4th or something like that. Yeah,
about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn. Like, dude, we are literally one game from 500. Just like I said, we are one game from 500. We ain't 0-5. We ain't 0-6.
Wow.
Don't we have Josh Rosen as a backup? Whoa. We're not even gonna go to that comment. We're
No. What he was.
I see what he's saying. What he's saying, but no. If you get rid of Matt, I think. Well, I wouldn't say Josh Rosen's not a future QB. I think Josh Rosen with development is better, but you can't trade Matt Ryan and just throw Josh Rosen in the fire. Yeah, is that what we expected? If we trade Matt, just throw Josh Rosen in the fire?
I don't know what, but I'm gonna just say it like this, man. Like
I know somebody ain't saying we should just like trade Matt and like let Josh Rosen take over.
The article that the Matt Ryan one in particular, the article was talking about Matt Ryan should demand the trade, and they're talking about Denver should be the main place to go.
What is in Denver?
What?
It's in Denver. Ain't shit in Denver. You gotta rip
off. He can order this shit online.
You gotta rip off Calvin Ridley and a rip off Julio in Denver. Don't you ever tell what the fuck is in Denver?
But like I said,
my thing is, at least my thing is, it's not that like trading these guys is the problem. It's make it make sense. That's my thing. It doesn't make sense.
Bring this shit up. Hold
on. That's my biggest pet peeve is that people put out this bullshit. Let's trade Grady Jarrett when guess what? He's still gonna have to pay him.
If that goes back to ATM,
it's a dead cap penalty for this stuff. It's not free. It's taking money away from
ATM said it in the comment section that we paying what $22 million in dead cap right now. And folks don't realize like two of the guys that's on our dead cap literally have not played for us since 2019, which is Jamal Brown and Desmond Trufant. So like I don't understand like.
Okay. Oh, let me go ahead and read this. Okay, let me read the names here. Okay, the first candidate they was talking about was Deron Harmon or Eric Harris. Why the fuck are we getting rid of veterans?
They literally starters.
Those are your stars. talking about they haven't played well enough to stay, so you can get a late round pick for them. Second one, Hayden Hurst. He said since they declined the fifth year option, might as well get rid of them now and get something for the future. Dante Fowler. Basically, money wise, like, hey, y'all ain't paying them, so get rid of him.
He's a free agent, so his money ain't gonna be dead anyway.
Yeah.
So like that don't even matter.
Yeah, they talking about trading him before he become a free agent.
But what is the reason
what?
behind that?
Who gonna do? You ain't getting nothing but a 7th round pick for him. If that, he hurt.
That was
This
saying.
ain't the NBA where like expiring contracts is valuable. It ain't no value.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like I said, it's like one of those cases where you're getting high value for these guys. You're literally getting nothing. Like 6th and 7th round picks, they sound good to terrible teams, but when you have an expectation of where they're literally the main aspect of the team was we're building for the now, the intermediate, and the future.
I really don't understand how people really think that we are like a bad team. I know what it is. People pay attention to them high ranking networks. Because I remember seeing an article or a tweet saying that, we was like one of the worst rosters in the league. And I'm looking like, okay. But okay. I mean, they had us in the realm of like the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The power rankings have been horrible. We've been like at the bottom of all the power rankings.
We 2 and 3, so let's be honest here. Falcons don't get respect on power rankings as it is. Like I said, the year they started the power rankings was like in 2012, and we was literally the last undefeated team left on the power rankings, and they still refused to give us the number 1 spot. Like it was teams that had 2 losses that was still like a spot that like we was like number 2. It was like, well, the Falcons looking good, they winning, but we all know what happens in the playoffs. Like, we ain't talking about the playoffs. We talking about currently. Currently, we are the only undefeated team there. So why are we not the number 1 team? Like, come on, bro.
I just want to say. We go ahead, Mike. I just want to talk about this. This other podcast that said we should trade Dion to the Washington football team.
Wait, whoa! Don't put the podcast name out there because they.
I'm not.
Don't do it. I just want to hear what the hell happened.
So the trade scenarios were Young Hoku back to LA. Of course, that's what everybody's talking about. Back to LA. Then you have Dante Fowler to the New York Giants. Then you have Deion Jones to the Washington football team.
Didn't Koo just get extended?
Yes, he did.
Got a lot of money.
So you trade him to put money in your dead cap, and we done extended Debo, so you trade him to put more money in your dead cap.
It's basically everybody has a dead cap number.
Look, let me just say this, because obviously this is the problem. Is that motherfuckers think just because the Saints up here putting themselves every time you turn around, they extending people. Well, the problem with the Saints is that the Saints is still in cap hell. They can't afford to trade Michael Thomas. They can't afford to trade Alvin Kamara. This is why Taysom Hill's still on the damn team making $15 million, because he's going to help them run the ball to cover up their deficiencies. All right. And right now, Cam Jordan, he could quite possibly walk. He's getting up there in age where he's not going to look, if a team saying, look, we want to have you on, let's just say, for argument's sake, the Arizona Cardinals defense to pair him with a younger Jones. He could quite possibly leave. I mean, just like JJ Watt. So there's no guarantee he'll be there. So the defense, the team might be completely different. Why am I bringing all this up? Is because you got a lot of people that said, "Oh, the cap number is imagined, like it's not a real thing," when it's just not. They've perfected what this thing, what we call all the time, is loopholes. We saw it this year with the Falcons when they re-signed. They signed Brandon Copeland right before that. Before he was due his bonus, they ended up cutting him and bringing him back. These are the things that the Saints are doing to get extra money from year to year, which is unethical practices. But this is how they get us. So it's not the salary cap ain't on this imaginary thing that doesn't work. That's not how it works. The salary cap is real. This is what's happening to Philadelphia right now. They don't have any. They just literally gave away their tight end for damn peanuts. For nothing. Why? Because they don't have the money. Because they just gave away Wentz for nothing.
Yeah, they traded Carson Wentz, boy. That was just dumb as hell. I mean, it made sense. Well, it made sense trading because you're trying to move on to the future, but at the same time, like it didn't make sense for us saying your cap wise because you literally extended that man in 2019. Yep. You literally gave that man in 2019 a contract in 2019. And you trade him in 2021. Like, come on, son, you wilding. You wilding.
Give him a big extension, and then you just like, oh, we'll give him away for some picks. And that's why I don't understand. Why do y'all think that these picks are going to amount to anything? Okay, we had a great draft this year. You're going to draft a couple duds. It doesn't matter. This year was just, mind you, I love what we did this year. This year was an anomaly because most of these guys that we drafted this year have not been bad. But mind you, you're going to draft a couple duds one of these years. So even if we do get picks, you get this pick. Say you get 2-3 picks. You can have 2-3 second round, third round picks, and half of them don't amount to anything. So now then what you gonna do? Now you done drafted these guys, and you're like, oh well, we had the picks, we should be better. These guys are not guaranteed to get to the NFL and be the same guys they were. Look at Vic Beasley and look at Takk McKinley. We really want to bring them to. If we want to bring up guys we drafted, but look at Thomas Dimitroff from 2016 to 2020 when he got fired, and look at the guys he drafted, and tell me how many of them are still in the league or are still playing football in the NFL right now.
Shit, you ain't even gotta say 2016. You go back to damn 2012 till 2020.
To now, yeah. You go.
Yeah, that number is horrific. If we be honest, to be honest, you ain't gotta go. You listen, just pretty much say all of Dimitroff's whole regime. Besides, like a couple of big picks he had, like that man ain't hit on nothing. Like, come on, where's Perry Jerry right now?
I don't want to bring up that.
I don't even know what man alive, to be honest.
All right, then. Like I'm saying, like that's what I'm saying. What Prince Shimbo. Because we know why he probably out, but yeah.
Joel Bartu. Malachi Goodman.
Desmond Southward.
Devin Fuller.
Kerry Meyer.
Oh God, Kerry Meyer. Oh shit. Hell, but let me see. Who's that other one in that one draft class? Was it Jonathan Massaquoi? Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. It was Massaquoi.
Oh, now, see, now you done started stuff. Now I gotta look it up. Now.
Cool. I got something for you guys because this right here is everything. The reason why I brought up this comment is because we always talk about how Dan Quinn put a lot of his players in bad positions. He didn't play to their strengths. He didn't draft guys to their strengths. He didn't play guys that he drafted to their strengths. And now we're seeing that Jake Matthews has, when everybody say he was one of the most overrated tackles in the league, and now we're saying he's obviously one of the better tackles in the league. Why is that? Why do you guys feel as though that Jake Matthews is one of the only tackles? It's only a handful of tackles in the league that have gave up single-digit pressures this year.
Because it's the offense. It's the offense. Jake Matthews, like I said, he's been a pretty solid tackle. His first couple years was kind of shaky with penalties and stuff like that. But it's like once I say about 2018, he's pretty much been one of the premier left tackles in this league. Now he doesn't wow you with pancaking everybody every damn 4 plays and shit like that. But what he doesn't have in that power, he makes up in technique. Now, what you're looking at this year's.
Now, before you continue, let me add to that. You're right. You don't pancake you on them plays, but Lord, you better not run no wide receiver screen his direction.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because I feel for any D. Because listen, I know Josh Norman still see him in his dreams.
Josh Norman see a lot of people in his dreams. Josh Norman he must have nightmares every night.
That was a bad play for Josh Norman all the way around. First of all, Julio came off the line and made you do a whole pirouette. And when he came back, and then as you realize, I'm supposed to go back and tackle him. Next thing you know, you had a big bowling tackle that just on pancake you kind of feels. It was just a bad play all the way around.
Right. But yeah, but like I say, I think it's just the product of the offense. Like if you look at the offense, we're actually in an offense where it's not about trying to throw the deep balls, not trying to throw the intermediate ball all the damn time where these offensive linemen ain't got but this much time to hold up a block. It's getting the ball out of Matt Ryan's hand as quick as possible. It helps the offensive line, and it builds their confidence. And now when you do take those shots, you see most of the pressure that Matt Ryan has been getting, like maybe you could probably maybe count like maybe 3 plays out of this whole year so far has not really come from that Jake Matthews position. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's just you have a system that it situates everybody's strengths. Right.
I mean, it do help that your head coach he specializes in offensive line and tight end too.
I think for Jake, I mean, what year is this for Jake? This is Jake's
7 years. 7 to 8 years.
14, 18.
7 to 8. That man's a vet at this point. He's a vet at this point. Like, you know, have these guys in the league. Let's be honest. You know most of the guys you're going up against at this point. You know most of that. You done won 8 years in this league. You done played every team in this league at this point. So you know most of these, and then these young guys, they doing what these old guys doing. So you get a cut, and like it's really for him at this point in his career. It's just Jake being Jake at this point. He gonna be a big burly white boy, and he just gonna throw. He don't have to throw you, but he put his hands on you. Get his mitts on. You got his mitts on.
Oh, you
like,
feel it?
Yeah, his mitt when hit, bro. Jake Matt, I have big hands. Jake Matthews' hands is bigger, they're like this to mine, and I was like, yeah, that makes no sense. Like, bro, that's a big man. Like, that man ain't nowhere. He's one of the strongest guys you gonna have on your old line, no matter where
people got to quit undermining the fact that boy, his last name is Matthews. Yep. Like his family is a legend. His family name is legendary in the NFL history. You can't just think like, because like I said, he might not. No, he ain't his cousin Clay. No, he might not be his father, his uncles, all the way through and through. Like he might like Phil saying, like he might be a future Hall of Famer. But the boy is very, very solid. Been solid since day one. Y'all got to learn to appreciate people like that. And you know the biggest thing I'm gonna tell y'all something. The biggest plus sign about Jake. Jake is always on the field.
Woo, Lord. Have mercy, Jesus. That right there is
hey. Let me give you a comparison. Remember when everybody was mad that we didn't take Taylor Lewan?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What happened with him? I forgot.
He always hurt.
Always hurt. He always hurt.
Always.
Ain't he the lineman for Tennessee?
Yep.
Yeah.
He just had a concussion, fell on his head or something. I don't know what happened. Got carted off.
But since y'all so happily brought up Thomas Dimitrov, let me name off a few names right quick.
That man said Tyler Starr.
Yeah, Tyler Starr.
God.
They wanted him to be Clay Matthews so badly, bro.
Jalen Collins. Y'all remember Jalen Collins?
No.
Jalen Collins wasn't bad. Like I said, he had the mental issues. He had to smoke that weed. If he didn't, he was going crazy. He said he wasn't taking them pills they was trying to give him. That's what that was. All right, let's go down some names, shall we? I'm gonna make some people cry, and we're not gonna go late round picks. The latest I'm gonna go is third round picks here. Chavis Jackson.
No,
oh God. Oh no.
Chris Owens.
Jesus.
Oh damn, my phone just died. But you know what I'm going with that shit. I ain't finna do y'all like that.
I'm gonna try to pull him up. I'm gonna try to pull. I got 2016. 2016 was actually a good year.
Nah, that was a good draft.
In 2016 because that was Keanu and Dion.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like Brandon, like this is exactly. It was like Jared was another pick that had injury problems coming out of college. He was known for glass knees, but that's the problem. That's Thomas Dimitrov MO. He always drafting guys with injury problems.
So I'm for the piss a lot of people off with this one there. Because even though it kind of still worked out, but we did burn a bunch of picks to get Julio, and Julio did a combine on a broken foot.
Yeah.
That's his MO.
Yeah. He came in hurt.
Like, and then even now, look at like Caleb McGarry. Like, you drafted a guy who had a well-known like heart condition.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, sir? You are literally trading up in the draft and drafting guys in the first round that are literally having health issues. What are you doing?
Hey, well, we thought we saw Takk McKinley. We knew Takk McKinley had mental issues, and we drafted him. We knew he had character problems.
He had mental and shoulder issues, and we drafted him.
Exactly.
Yeah. But everybody knew he was everybody knew he had a mental. Everybody knew he had a character issue. So what was the And it's weird. Dimitrov had I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened.
And you know
after he had,
and you know the crazy
Deidre Sanat is still here.
Yeah, Deidre Sanat, yeah. But you know the crazy thing about Takk McKinley, and we failed to mention it. We probably mentioned it before, but we failed to mention it right now. Guess who was his teammate and came in at the same year and outlasted him with Atlanta?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Who?
Jacob Tatui Mariner. That was his college team.
Wow.
And he was
drafted.
So
and he wasn't even drafted. I got a name for y'all. Dominique Franks.
Anybody with the name Dominique Franks, I'm just like, God damn it. But we drafted, boy.
Some bullshit.
They got I say, boy, I give you another one. Maurice Spruill. You remember that one?
No, nobody need to know what the hell he is.
Exactly. But
I want
to get away from that.
I'm
starting to get depressed now.
Well, this topic right here gonna piss off a lot of
Y'all gonna get a voiceover on this one.
Look, I'm gonna just say this. There's been a lot of talk on whether Luka is worth more than Trey, or he's a better player than Trey. Do you guys are believing that? Do you believe that Trey has surpassed him as far as his worth, his impact, just as a player in the league? Because this past game, Dallas looked like Luka looked like he wasn't. I don't know what Luka looked like. He didn't look like he was a legendary player playing against the Hawks, because that damn DeAndre Hunter locked his ass
down.
He locked that ass up, but dude's like, yeah, DeAndre Hunter might be the next Kawhi Leonard, the next Scottie Pippen, the next Paul George. Like that dude look like he about to take the strides. But not only him, your boy Cam had 20. What was it? 21.
20.
I think he was
20.
21 for like 3 for 4. Like he was like
7-15 from the field.
Mm-hmm. So Trey or Luka, man.
All right, this is coming from a person that's very non-biased. I have no dog in this fight whatsoever. So anybody that listens to my voice, I'm here to tell you I'm a Lakers fan, but I have been watching y'all Hawks. Now I understand where people grew fascinated with Luka and his game and whatever the case may be. Here is how I judged it. Luka came into they played the playoff bubble last year. You got like 1 or 2 games and then they lost. But then it was like, well, Kristaps Porzingis didn't play, so that kind of hurt them. All right, this year you played in the playoffs. You are on the road. The Clippers had home court. You literally won every game except one on their floor. There should have been no reason for y'all not to be able to advance to the next round. Yet you did not advance in the next round. And your 2 playoff appearances, this man has been a first round exit. Now, and the Hawks won playoff appearance with the team that they currently have. By the way, y'all team was down bad in a sense because of Lloyd Pierce, which I had said before the season that y'all was a playoff team. And with Lloyd Pierce at the helms, he was obviously sabotaging it. So then once they fired him and gave Nate McMillan the job, you went from being 11th seed in the East to the 5th seed in the East and made the postseason. Now, the whole world had y'all losing to the Knicks. Me personally, I didn't know much about the Knicks, but I was like, first of all, if Julius Randle reading the way me being a Laker fan, I'm looking like, no. Now, from what I saw the other night, his game has improved. I'm proud of that young man. But I knew good and well, like, he wasn't going to be the reason for, like he wasn't going to be the guy to get them over the hump. So, when y'all played the Knicks, y'all obviously got them out of there in 5. Again, y'all team is not 100% healthy. Y'all literally went into the playoffs, like, I'm going to say probably like at 72%. You know what I'm saying? Like DeAndre Hunter came back. He played the Knicks series. He had the closeout game, but then he was done for the year. Cam Reddish was out majority of the playoffs. Other people was getting everybody else was getting nicked up, and then eventually, when the next series, Bogey got the knee injury, which kind of hindered him from playing at his full potential against Milwaukee. But y'all winning against the Knicks, where the whole world had y'all losing, y'all beat the Knicks. Then definitely the whole world had y'all lose against Philadelphia. Y'all walked in to Philadelphia and not one, not 2, but 3 games in Philly, which the third game was the actual do or die game for both teams. And you was able to overcome all obstacles and get the win to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals and play the Milwaukee Bucks And man, and I mean, listen, that boy Trey put on a show in that game one. When you got a defensively known, a team that's known for defense, and he put a 48 on their head to the point that the man shook you shook one of their best defenders and froze on the spot, shimmied your shoulders, took a three and made it to the point that their leader had to go to the sideline and get on them like, yo, this dude is shaking on us. Like, what's the problem? Like, bro, like, it's not, to me, I ain't gonna say it's not close, but Trey is clearly better. Now, people might say, well, I've seen people have the excuses that they have for Luka. Oh, man, you know, their team ain't listen, it ain't their fault. Because y'all went all in for one player thinking it was gonna be Luka, Porzingis, that's gonna help y'all out. But what Travis Sling has done for the Atlanta Hawks, you got players that can actually produce and help Trey's game. Trey is a distributor. He can score, but he likes to distribute. What you put around him? Fucking shooters. Guys that can get buckets. That helps him. So if you got a guy like, okay, you see Trey didn't have one of his normal Trey Young nights, you had Cam Reddish step up and ball. You have people like Capella doing his thing, DeAndre Hunter doing his thing, Bogey doing his thing. Then y'all got Lou Williams come off the bench. Like, the Hawks is a deep team. And to sit here and hear Charles Barkley come out his mouth and say he don't believe in the Hawks, dog, you salty. That's all that is. Your love for you still got love for the Sixers. I respect that. But you salty. They think that these boys ain't want to because you tell me it's the Nets. What defense do the Nets play? And hell, one of their better players ain't even playing because he don't want to take the vaccine. So like, what you talking about the Knicks? And like, don't get wrong, the Bucks is good. I'm like, they're the reigning champs. I respect them. But at the end of the day, like, bro, the Hawks was at probably like 63% when they played the Bucks and still gave them 2 games. Then you talking about the Heat, Miami, really? Besides Jimmy Butler, who they got? Tyler Hero? No. Goran Dragic? No. Derek Jones Jr.? Hell no. I said, bro, like, don't hate on the Hawks, dog. The Hawks is the beauty part about the Hawks is they got that taste. They young, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I went back and watched that game. Your boy Collins been working on his offensive game. I'm looking at this man. That man been doing. He posting up, face up, jumpers. I was looking like, oh snap! Somebody been working on their offense this all season.
He got that contract. He said, "Shit, I'm finna earn this motherfucker."
But that's the beauty part about it. Because when you look at a guy that was basically known for being a high flyer, when he started developing an offense, now you really have to guard him. It makes your job harder. It makes it hard to guard the Hawks. Because you can run pick and roll between him and Trey, and oh my God. Because he can pick and pop, he can pick and roll, it don't matter. If you try to go under the pick, doggone Trey gonna step back and Trey and hit the 3. If you try to go over the pick, then Collins is gonna roll to the paint, catch the doggone, either he gonna catch a lob or stop at the mid-range with an easy jumper. Or Trey the doggone penetrate and either use his floater or he could kick it to the 3-point line. Like, but y'all have too many options. But y'all listen, I'm definitely gonna be watching y'all this year. I have no reason to watch my Lakers. I watched the first game. I saw everything I need to know what this season's gonna go.
That
boy said the old team ain't it, boy.
You said what?
You said the old team ain't it, boy. Like shit. You got
listen, man. All that. Listen, I don't care what nobody say, bro. Like, you cannot have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 ball dominant players on your team and think that's gonna help. It don't.
Nope.
Melo is not Melo. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
The question is, do y'all think Trey will ever be in the MVP conversation?
No.
I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think so, because it's obviously a bias against not only Atlanta, but they just don't like Trey. They're not trying to get him no love. They're gonna make him earn it. And quite frankly, the only way that he's going to be in the MVP conversation is if the Hawks have the number 1 seed. If they're not the number 1 seed in the East, I don't think he'll ever be in the MVP conversation. Because if you got a guy that is averaging 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 plus assists in last year's season and the season before, and he's nowhere near the MVP conversation, there's no chance. There's absolutely no chance. And like I said, they really had a whole. They really. It's been 10 years. They've been using that. What's his name? James Harden, Steph Curry. All these guys been utilizing that bump foul or whatever that drawing that foul. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that thing is. And they changed the rules because of Trey. Trey he perfected it and started really just destroying the league. And now all of a sudden they want to put an end to it. So if they're doing things like that, yeah, and if you're doing things like that, there's no way in hell they're gonna allow him to be in any top 5 in MVP. It's just like at the end of the day, Trey is a villain. I'm glad he embracing that role. And at the like I said, you got guys like I think Kstylz brought up this. Y'all got to watch out for that Gore James. You really have to watch out for that because that right there could be an underrated move because we saw in the playoffs they had issues rebounding the ball. They had issues rebounding the ball and having a guy outside of Clint Capella who didn't have the physicality to bang with a guy like Embiid. And that's the only thing when you look at the Hawks team, they struggled with is that big body.
I mean, Trey, to the person that asked that question, and like I said, and I agree with Mike, Trey has embraced the villain, which is why he's really starting to become my favorite player because me being a Lakers fan, that what made me love Kobe so much because after, his whole Colorado situation, he became the villain of the NBA, but he embraced it. But the thing about it is, me being the villain, can you stop me? And that's what Trey is embodying that. Him being a villain, but can you stop him? Now, for saying winning MVP, it's gonna be hard for that man to win MVP. The dude wasn't even voted on the All-Star team that was played in his own damn city. Like you couldn't get no more disrespectful than that. Like literally the previous year, the man was voted as a starter on the All-Star team. And the year that they had the All-Star game in his city, he don't even get voted on the team. No, it's gonna be very hard for Trey to win MVP. I can tell you that.
My thing for Trey. For Trey is I've been doing the Hawks since last year. My thing for Trey is Trey can lead. The thing is, this is what's hard for Trey to win MVP. Trey is undersized. Let's be honest. Trey's not an attractive guy to win MVP. He's not big. He's like you said, he's a villain. And even if he does get close to winning MVP, they're not going to give it to him because he's from Atlanta. That's the main three. And you give it to you think about what Nash won MVP. And we're just like, okay, well, Nash won the MVP, why can't Trey? That's a whole different scenario at this point. Because the league doesn't really award Isaiah Thomas. You go to get that too. Isaiah Thomas didn't get a lot of respect. When he didn't even get on the dream team. He was qualified, like he said.
That was Jordan doing.
Yeah, we all know that. And and then you look at Trey. You look at Trey getting off, and then Trey gets left of the USA team this year. And everybody came out and said, "Why is he on Team USA?" He is not. Trey is not the. Mind you, he just got his own signature. It's a lot more hate towards Trey because Trey has proved everybody wrong. Let's be honest. Trey got drafted. If you want to go back and listen to every ESPN, every podcast, all of that talking about Trey. Trey's too small. Trey can't win. Trey isn't a good player. He's ball hog. He all this and that, and he's proved all of them wrong. And the only person that got it right, and everybody knows him if you're a Hawk fan, is Rashad. Rashad Phillips.
I literally saw this guy have a game where he had like 15 points or like 25 assists. And they talking about he's not like he's balling in the
playoffs.
Like, what are we talking about? The dude had like 20 assists. How many players in the league you see with 20
He
assists?
did it. So, yeah.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is think about this. Alex Caruso had more MVP votes than Trae Young.
Huh?
No, I take that back. Alex Caruso had more. He had more All-Star votes.
Yeah,
than Trae Young.
Yo,
Who is
that? Caruso.
He was the backup. He used to be the backup for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he had more All-Star votes than Trae Young.
I knew that name sound familiar. Wow.
But
that pissed me off because why? Why does he have more All-Star votes? Why did he have more All-Star votes than Trae Young? They don't make sense.
Because, like I said, the main thing, if you look at the difference between Trae Young and Luka Doncic, you have to look at the narrative that was painted when they got drafted. Now, remember, Luka was drafted by the Hawks. A lot of people forgot about that he was drafted by the Hawks.
Right.
Trae was drafted by Dallas. But the thing about it is, once they made the swap, now it was the narrative was, oh, he was the heir apparent to Dirk Nowitzki.
True.
We're going to nickname him. We're going to nickname him Luka Legend his rookie year because basically what they want, and you can listen to all the ESPN analysts, all the basketball analysts, they were saying that too about Luka. Like Luka is the can't miss prospect. He's the guy that everybody wants. He's going to be the NBA. He's going to be the top dog in the NBA in the future. They want him to be Larry Bird. That's basically what they want. They want him to be Larry Bird, but they want him to be the face of the league. Now, when you look at Trae, Trae, like you said, Trae is small. Trae doesn't really. And the thing about it, and people keep saying, well, Trae doesn't play defense. Luka doesn't play defense either.
No, Luka don't play defense.
He don't play no defense.
Luka do not play defense. So I don't understand why people get on Trae for not playing defense and Luka don't play defense. And Luka's, I could understand if in Trae's situation about the playing defense part due to the fact that of his size. But Luka is sizable and he don't play defense. There's no excuse.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you look at the aspect of it, if you look at like I said, if you look at Trae though, have you noticed there's been more team problems with Luka in Dallas than it's really been with Trae in Atlanta?
I have heard stories about like Luka being a nuisance in the locker room.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, Trae is never gonna get the respect. I think he knows he ain't finna get the respect, and he don't give a damn. But that's what you need. We got a whole bunch of players that like to be the nice guy in this league. Now everybody want to be friends. He's one of those. He's really one of those main guys that when you look at everybody else, everybody wants to be the friendly basketball player. Everybody wants to play together and stuff. Trae looking at everybody like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't like I said, you literally had a New York fan spit on his back, and you have literally commentators and analysts talking about Trae Young is a nuisance. Like, the hell is you talking? I got spit on in my back. I could have swung on this motherfucker.
He wasn't even doing nothing but just balling on that damn team. So how he a nuisance? That's what I ain't gonna lie. That what made the Knicks series fun for me.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that y'all had one of the most hated people from the New York fan base commentating, which was Reggie Miller. It made the series that much fun.
Yeah. Hey, and like I said, he got the shit. Like I said, Trae, and you gotta remember, Trae is that's a cocky little son bitch right there. I ain't even gonna tell you. But he cocky as hell.
His problem is, what Trae problem is that coaches can't change his game. They are trying to change his game instead of adapting to his game. That's the problem. They want to turn him into something they want to turn him. Trey already confident. He know what he can do. Why should he change his game? And his game, where he's averaging damn near, he was averaging damn near 30 points a game and like 9-10 assists in a year. So why the hell should he change his game? And that's the problem. That's what Lloyd Pierce tried to do. Lloyd Pierce tried to change his game instead of adapting the team philosophy around him. But that's why you got a great GM that knows how to build around him, and that's why you getting exactly what you're getting from the Hawks right now.
Hey, I got one last thing to say. I think everybody want to forget the fact that Dallas went to the playoffs when they got Luka.
Mm-hmm.
That team, they literally had the same team from the playoff team when they got Luka.
I don't think they made the playoffs that first year with Luka.
I think the second year they did.
Yeah, the second year they did. The second year and last year they did.
Yeah, because they was moving
the
up.
second year. And my thing is, for everybody wants to pull out, oh, well, look at Trey, and look at the weapons Trey has, and look at this and that. But y'all weren't saying that in year 2 when he went and Trey didn't go. Oh, well, Luka, look at Luka. Luka went to the playoffs without help. So why he didn't go to the playoffs without help? He had KP. KP literally begged to go to Dallas, and then when he gets to Dallas, he got a beef with this other European dude. Because he don't like him. And they don't like each other.
Don't forget Seth Curry was over there as well, Tim Hardaway Jr. Like you said, you had a squad. Atlanta had to build their squad. Trey Young. No, it started with John Collins, but they literally had to build this team.
Basically.
And remember, this team that quote unquote said had weapons. My green screen about to go out here in a few, but like I said, but I say remember when they said that the Hawks had quote unquote weapons in the playoffs. Remember the beginning of the year, didn't nobody think this team was gonna win more than 20 games?
Yeah.
Mike, what I said before y'all season started about y'all Hawks.
I don't even know.
I'm just saying. I was one of the few folks that kept saying the Hawks is a playoff team. Be on the lookout for the Hawks. They got a squad. They young. They talented. I kept saying it the whole time. But then I kept sporadically checking on them. I was looking like, why they not winning? And then everybody kept telling me it's the coaching. It's Lloyd Pierce. I was like, well, y'all got to do something about that because this team too talented to be out here being 11 seed. Damn, broke news. Lloyd Pierce was hot. Next thing I know, I was like, I checked back in on y'all I'll say probably like 3 weeks later. How y'all Hawks doing? Man, shoot, we 6 in the East. What? Y'all just 11.
Exactly.
Yep.
And here's the one thing too, and I think this is where the team kind of got messed up with Lloyd Pierce. And I actually made a video about this when it happened. It was right around when Steve Nash was complaining about Trey getting too many fouls, but wanted to negate the fact that fucking James Harden had been doing that shit since he got to Houston.
Basically.
The whole NBA was doing the thing.
The same thing, yep.
But the thing about it was Lloyd Pierce didn't stick up for Trey. He actually agreed with Steve Nash.
And that's the problem. And that's why I said it's when Trey coaches are trying to turn him into something. They it's the equivalent to what Dan Quinn was doing with the Falcons. He didn't care about the teams. All he cared about is, trying to employ his system. And Trey had to fit in his system instead of fitting his system around Trey. That's one thing I always admire, and this is why I say Phil Jackson is the greatest coach of all time. But they didn't always have the same players. He had, and there go.
There you go. That's the your ass has been online too long move right there. I think my computer has time on it. They're like, okay, motherfucker, you been on here way too long or something, because that shit just go out like that. So fuck it.
But that's what we're talking about with Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was able to adopt his scheme. He didn't always have a Michael Jordan. He had these are four players that he had. He had a Scottie Pippen, he had a Michael Jordan, and both those guys were pretty much penetrators. Jordan didn't really have a three. Pippen didn't really have a three. They would penetrate and they would kick it out and get their team. But he had Shaq. Shaq is he's a low post dominant guy, and like even Phil Jackson was able to fix his triangle offense around him. And Kobe wasn't a 3-point shooter like that. So it's all about being able to adjust your philosophy around those players, and that's something that Lloyd Pierce never did. He didn't care about adjusting to trade. Like when you got these players, you got a guy like a Matt Ryan, you got a guy like a Trae Young, you better, all right, figure out what they are and start putting those players around. And that's something that this new regime with the Hawks, they know they got something with Trae. And all they're doing is just putting everything that, like, Trae doesn't play defense well, but you got two damn ball-dominant defenders in Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter.
It makes up. It makes about
three damn good defenders right there. You ain't got to worry about Trae.
Yeah, they make up with the defense with DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Clint Capella. So where Trae lacks at, they got those guys to make up for it.
But that's the same.
Go ahead, Kstylz.
No, I was gonna say, but that's the same thing you could say about Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
You got those perimeter defenders to help negate his defensive inefficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't use you can't use this argument to protect this player, but use that same argument to vilify this player. Say this player is trash because he doesn't play defense.
And this the problem with sports fans altogether, because this is literally the arguments they be making. You'll say one thing about one player to downgrade that person, but literally use the same argument to uplift another. You can't do that. You got to keep everything steady. And to go back to what Mike mentioned about Phil Jackson, that one of the most underrated part about that triangle offense is you got to have a brain to run that offense. It wasn't. I think all the time. Why do y'all think we won championships with the likes of a Rick Fox and a Luke Walton being that small forward? They weren't the greatest person to be playing that small forward, but they were smart enough to play their position the way they need to be played.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. So my thing is like defense. You don't have any defensive inefficiencies on the team because, mind you, Trae has actually been playing a great defense these last couple of games. Like he doesn't guard anybody except the person in the corner. Everybody always got somebody in the corner, and that's who Trae gonna guard. And so then you give DeAndre Luka last night. DeAndre made Luka look crazy. Like you just really sit there and be like, that man looks like he made Luka look bad. And then you're just like, well, Trae, look at what Trae can do. Like they're like, well, Trae can't play. Chris Paul don't play defense. He don't play. Chris Paul don't. And AI
not anymore.
Nope, not anymore. But even still, he wasn't like he was this great defender.
He wasn't no great defender even in his
no. You're not gonna get. He
played the passing lane. That's what Chris Paul is playing, the passing lane.
Who did that sound like?
Nate McMillan-esque. You're not gonna get the Seattle backcourt. You're not going to get Gary Payton and Nate McMillan in the backcourt like that. You're just not going to get that anymore in this league because they score more. You're not going to get that. And the thing is,
they don't let you play defense either.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the thing is, with Nate came in here and he knew. Look, he said we had the playbook, and all I did was tweak it. Mm-hmm. And that's all he did. And he just let Trae be Trae. And that's all you had to do as a coach. You had to let your players be their players. That's just how it goes. This isn't a game. Basketball is a game where you can let players be themselves. It's not football. Where it's a little bit more organization where you're running certain plays. Basketball, you can have free roam plays. You can have guys running backdoor, whatever they feel comfortable doing. And that's what the thing with Cam and DeAndre, they love playing defense. That's their thing. They done said themselves, We love defense is what drives their offense. When Cam get a steal, that makes Cam get hyped. That makes Cam get comfortable in the game. And then you got Kevin, and people don't think about the bench. Literally, Kevin Huerter is coming off the bench, and he's going to give you. I think he gave you 12 last night. He's going to give you, and he don't let him have a big night. He can carry this team. So this team is so deep. This team is untouchable, really and truly, right now.
He proved that in the Philly series because in that game 7, like you know what I'm saying? Like he was like the thing about it, Huerter is y'all 6 men. But he came in as a starter and gave y'all like 20 plus points in that closeout game. So the boy could put up some numbers. Then he proved that he could put up some numbers. So
he put up 27 versus Seth. He put up 27.
I wasn't sure it was 24 or 27, but I think it was in the 20s. Yeah. So like I said, he proved he could put up numbers. Like I said, but I'm very excited to see what y'all can do this year. I really am.
In a closeout game though. 27.
Hey, my bad. Hey, Mike Tyrone, I want y'all to hit this comment right here. Key Quest says, so is the Braves coach just like the old Hawks coach, how he never takes foot for Acuna when he gets beamed?
I'm not going to get on. Y'all going to make me cuss again. I don't want to talk about
Snicker pissed me off with that shit. Like, that's one thing, Bobby Cox. That's why I frown at people when they talking about he's a Bobby Cox disciple. No, the fuck he ain't. Bobby Cox will never let you hit Chipper Jones. He'll never let you do something that damn.
Boy, please. He'll bitch slap your ass before you got there.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. He'll be out there all in the umpire's face, man. Like, Bobby ain't putting up with that crap. Snicker's a clown, man.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. Bobby Cox ain't gonna let you hit no Chipper. You throw a ball. You let a fastball hit Chipper Jones and want to and see he won't turn that damn field out.
Boy, I about to say, y'all remember Chris Masters in the Master Lock? Boy, he'd have had that umpire that Master Lock on his ass. Nah.
Listen, I done seen Bobby Cox come on the field where Chipper ducked the pitch. He didn't get hit. He ducked the pitch. And Bobby got that damn duck out so damn fast. I said, well, damn.
Damn, not knees, boy. He running out.
Exactly.
He all in the umpire face. Umpire like, when the pitch ain't hit, it don't matter.
It don't matter. He threw at his head. Yeah. But Marquise here says if Snicker blows another 3-1 lead, he is gone.
Yeah.
You ain't got
to blow this one. I don't think we blow this one.
Bad night. That's always saying bad night.
That comment right there, I wholeheartedly agree. Warren Washington should be y'all manager.
If they fire Snicker, Ron Washington, because he knows how to get the best out of a lot of guys. And trust me, Austin, look as the third base coach, and think about Ron Washington got here. There's quite a few guys that have improved a lot.
Ozzie, Dansby, all those guys.
Like they didn't know. And you also have to think about Austin Riley has improved dramatically, and Ron Washington has a hand in that.
So what you got Snicker there for? To be pretty? Because he ain't good to look at.
Look, Trav, look at my face. Trav, look what I'm touching, Trav. Look what I'm touching.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
he's the model. That's all he is.
I'm about to say, I'm about to say, if Snicker's supposed to be pretty, I might as well put my face in a big old tub of turds and shit. But he just throw a little bit of that Braves in there. But yeah, going back to the basketball topic we had. Yeah, man, Luka is the product of the NBA wanting him to be the number one guy. LeBron's been it for so long. Even before LeBron, it was Kobe. They're like, okay, let's get this young.
Oh, hell, they're waiting.
No. Kobe was on the verge of doing it before the Colorado thing.
And hence that's why Nash got the MVP because you didn't want to give it to Kobe. Then
Nash
that's why
got two. Nash
Yeah,
won
yeah.
back-to-back MVPs
and I'm
For
still
a
trying to
team.
figure out that.
for a team that couldn't get out the first round.
Well, they beat us in the first round, but I mean, still like that the first when he won the MVP in that 05-06 season. Like when they make because you notice now they changed it up. They started giving the MVP like towards later on in the season or in the playoffs before they get MVPs out. Usually they do it like in the first round or whatever the case may be. So as we were playing the Suns, like a lot of people don't remember, like, but when we played the Suns and they announced that national MVP, that's where Kobe got that dunk from. That was a statement dunk. When I think Luke Walton being trash as usual, missed a wide open jumper, and Lamar Odom hawked the ball down. And when he got it, he was sitting on the floor. Kobe came back and took the ball and went in the paint and dunked on Steve Nash. That was a statement dunk because he was like, "That's my MVP." So
I was about to say, did Kobe average like 33 that year, right?
35.
That's about 33, 35. Okay,
35.
It's crazy when Nash like if we get to chance when we get to see like it'd be a Luka versus Trey for the MVP, they're gonna give it to Luka. We all know they are.
Unfortunately,
we all know they are, and it'll never be a different we can get the hype where we think. I want to believe Trey can win one. I really want to believe it, but the way the national media talks about these Hawks, like Charles Barkley gets on national TV last night talking about I don't believe in the Hawks. They're not better than the Heat, Nets, Philly, and what other team? Then he said the Nets or something like some random team. And I'm like, bro, the Bulls. He said the Hawks are better than the Bulls, the Nets, the Bucks, and Philly. And I was like, the Bulls? Out of all teams you could have chose.
For somebody who did a lot of shooting damn jumpers, he always talking about you never gonna win by shooting jumpers. That's all you did in damn thing.
No, somebody that never won a ring always wants to talk about a team winning a ring. Why didn't you win one, Charles? Why didn't you win one?
Like that's the whole point of me. Like you talking about a round mound of rebound. Motherfucker, all you did at Phoenix and then 76ers with the 76ers. Yeah, you was on the post. But you were still shooting jumpers. So don't try to tell somebody about like the Hawks not a good team because all they do is shoot jumpers.
Yeah, he ain't got a good jumper. The boy lost. Him and doggone Ernie Johnson had a 3-point contest and he lost.
Boy, that jumper about as dried up as all the food he ate, bro. Shit. That's what made the Hawks beating the Sixers last year so much fun because that boy Shaq was rubbing it
in. He's more salty. I think he's more salty to the fact the Hawks really beat his old team. Like,
that's all it is. That's all it is. You hit the nail on the head, DJ. That's all it is. He is upset because the Hawks beat the Sixers. Everybody had the Sixers being a championship caliber team, and lo and behold, this young and flashy Hawks team came out of nowhere and stole the show.
Ooh. Let me get this out the way. So what you're basically telling me is the Atlanta Hawks done destroyed the process.
Oh, boy. Definitely.
I tweeted out after when I tweeted when Galladar stole the ball in. I'm sorry, because how pretty much the worst defender in the league, you let him steal the ball for you to come out the game.
That's several times.
I'm dying, dog. But when he stole the ball for Embiid and got that dunk, I tweeted out and said, "Fuck that process."
Think about this for a second. The NBA was so happy that the Knicks made it back to the playoffs. The Hawks beat them in 5. Philadelphia.
Championship caliber team.
The second toughest team. Who was supposed to have been NBA Finals representative.
Ooh, I forgot. Not only that, they was the best defensive team in the NBA.
In the NBA.
They had They had 3 all defensive players on their team.
Yep.
Ain't matter. And
the Hawks destroyed the process in Philadelphia. That's why they don't like the Hawks this year anyway. Because you literally took the one of the main franchises that they wanted to be great. They ain't been great since the 90s. The Knicks been kind of doo-doo outside of a couple years in the 90s.
Shit.
So, cause remember when the Knicks finally made the playoffs. Remember they made such a big deal about it in Madison Square Garden and shit. And Trae Young did this. He did this. Bye bye. He was already.
I think when the game 1, the Knicks went on the run. They put the camera on Spike Lee. He hopping up and down on the sideline and celebrated.
He left early. He left.
No, this was game 1 when the Hawks went on a run. Like I'm not the Hawks. I mean the Knicks went on a run and like a scoring run. So when the Hawks called the timeout, they showed that man on the sideline. He hopping and stuff. The next thing you know, you see Trae with that floater and took a 2-point lead, and he told the crowd, "It's quiet as fucking here."
That boy Trae said, and turned and said, "Shh." I was like, "Oh, that's disrespectful as hell." I said, "Oh yeah, that's it."
But remember, the NBA hasn't really had a villain like that in a long time.
Since Kobe.
Since prime Kobe. Well, later on down the line, they kind of forgave Kobe, so he really wasn't too much of a villain.
No, I mean, prime Kobe. Yeah, me and my boy were hated, and we loved every bit of it.
I thought Shaq and Kobe was the villain. People didn't really like they didn't really like Shaq and Kobe together like that.
Yeah, they ain't like Shaq because he bullied everybody. You couldn't stop him. How you gonna stop a guy 7'2", 360 pounds from backing your ass down and dunking on your ass?
I mean,
they got Shaq doing coast to coast videos, and I'm just watching that shit like, oh Jesus, like, bro.
Yeah, bro. Shaq was underrated. He was an underrated athlete. Everybody talk about how big he is. That motherfucker run if he stayed.
All I'm saying is my boy Shaq used to be ponying folks in that paint.
Yeah.
He used to be ponying people in that paint because when he did the Chris Dudley was just mean and disrespectful. he gonna back that man down, dunk on him, and then push him to the ground like you go down the court.
Yeah, the whole putting his hands up like that was just disrespectful.
He like,
that man Shaq was disrespectful in that paint, boy. I will say this. The only thing bad about Shaq was the work ethic, and that's what him and Kobe stayed into it about. But one thing about it, when Shaq was on, it wasn't nothing you could do but just watch.
Now, if Shaq would have stayed around 305, like he was down in damn Orlando, we be talking about a whole nother different monster right there.
Well, Kobe said it himself in one of the big interviews that he did. He was like, well, how would you feel if Shaq would have stayed here? He was like, I had like 12 championships right now.
Exactly.
He said we would have won so many rings, it would have been ridiculous. Like,
I want to hit this question up right here. This is Ayers 01. He was talking about was Allen Iverson treated like a villain. Yes.
Hell no.
What the fuck you mean?
No.
It's an outcast. I don't think he was. He
was kind of like he was kind of like the against the establishment type of guy because
he was different. Like in that aspect he was different because AI was the guy with the jewelry, the clothes, the braids, tattoos. He wasn't clean cut.
Don't forget the sleeve now. Once he got that sleeve on.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would say this, like, people bring their little styles to the NBA, but like AI brought swagger. He brought the hood. AI brought the hood to the NBA. Like I said, the tats, the braids, the flag, the jewelry, the Son John and Tommy Hilfiger. Like, people come in the game, we suited up. Nah, this boy came in in doggone in Dickie suits.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like he like if that like he was the outcast of force said like that, but trust and believe that boy AI was beloved. That man was beloved because when we beat the Sixers in that finals, oh my god! But we took so much flack for that mess. Well, folks was mad we beat the Sixers in that finals, boy.
I don't understand why it was such a big thing. I went back and watched that. I don't know why. I just went back and watched. I don't like that he said that Orlando Shaq is Giannis. I wouldn't say that. I would never say that. That just don't sound right. I don't think
I know Orlando Shaq ain't Giannis. Yeah, Giannis can never be Shaq. Like, don't get me wrong, Shaq. I mean, Giannis is decent, no doubt about it. But man, what Shaq did, like the dominance that he displayed in his game, it was second to none.
Look, I about to say it would never be another Shaq, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be that dominant no more. You know,
because these damn sellers these days they soft. They want to just shoot threes. Sorry asses. I'm sorry.
You know the thing I said too. I think Shaq would dominate Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, that's without question.
Yeah,
I said that.
He would dominate Wilt Chamberlain. The Big Dipper would turn into a teaspoon dealing with Shaq.
What you say? The Big Dipper? I'm gonna be turning to. They're gonna be a damn Milky Way.
Be a falling asteroid. That's what it's gonna
be. Cause listen, I don't care what nobody say, bro. Shaq at 7'2", 330. You want to bang on that all night? No.
Hell no.
That's
why the referees didn't like refereeing his games because you didn't know how to call them.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, the White got, and that's another thing. I like 18, but the White got his. That shit was so disrespectful. They didn't put the White in the top 75, and that was probably the most disrespect. You put AD in there, you put these younger guys. What the White did in Orlando when he was in his prime, even now, even when he did when y'all win the Lakers won the championship, like he was a great role player. He's gotten out of his being I gotta be the White now, and he's turned into a great role player. To take not put him on
so now here's my thing. I just want to pause real quick because I knew he didn't make it. Now in my mind I was like, okay, there's probably a reason why you didn't make it. But if you telling me that like Anthony Davis made the top 75 over Dwight, nah, you wildin'. Like Dwight won what?
I think Kyrie didn't make it. Somebody else made it. I had to pull a whole list up. It's a whole the NBA. It was a stupid list. I mean, it was young guys in there. I'm just like, you can't.
Yeah, because they had James Harden in there. They had they had James.
James Harden in the top 75 and not Dwight. Like, what has James Harden done?
Grow a beard.
That's pretty much it.
Because you cannot say that you cannot put James Harden on this list and not Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is a 3 or 4 time defensive player of the year.
No, damn that.
The Damian Lillard's on the list.
Look, T-Mac is really one of my favorite players, and he didn't make it. And I felt like T-Mac didn't make it.
Or Vince Carter. Vince Carter didn't make it either.
But Damian Lillard on the list.
And you put James Harden on the list and no T-Mac. There's some bullshit, like you said. I'm not putting James Harden over no Tracy McGrady. Ain't no way in hell.
I don't put 100% Harden over a doggone 75% Tracy McGrady.
Exactly.
Did not put Vince Carter on there was disrespectful to me. Really, that one that hurt me more because I was like, bro, Vince has done so much for this league, and then you don't even put him on the 75 list. This
is why we say it's about recency bias, bro. Like y'all really be like, so you like, and this is no shot at the likes of Damian Lillard. I think Damian is a phenomenal player. I think AD and them guys are phenomenal players. But come on, bro, you over T-Mac, over hell, even Clay was pissed off that he didn't make the list.
Yeah,
but.
And then you put these old guys on here that nobody's ever watched play, and I'm just like, okay, you can't even. Like, I don't even know who Dolph Shays is. I don't know who Dave DeBuschieri. Like, you putting all these idiots. Like, I'm not gonna say idiot, but like these dudes.
TJ, who is deadlift shrimp?
There ain't no dish. Hey, man, look, we got to close, man. We about to close. Everybody.
Hey, Mike, I have an idea. We might as well just
we gotta shut. Yeah, I got the same thing. I was there right there with you. This went well. So, hey man, let's just get our last takes on thing. We'll start with you, TJ.
I guess I'll just give a rundown of Atlanta, of just Atlanta sports in general. I think the Falcons. I think this Sunday is a great year. I mean, that's not this Sunday's great year. It's gonna be a great game. I think we get 500 this week. I think that is automatic. I think we'll get 500. Hawks are gonna be great. We got a game tomorrow night. I think we'll do good in that game. Braves tomorrow too. We got two big games tomorrow. Figure out how you gonna watch it, because it's gonna be, you're gonna have to figure it out. I'll be on the road, so I'll be watching on my phone. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's gonna be like, y'all have to realize. Hey, y'all have to realize Atlanta. Atlanta gets a lot of disrespect from the media. Even our own media sources disrespect their own team. So it's just just listen to who you want to listen to, but don't fall for the dumb stuff.
LT, let's go.
Hey, man, you know me, man. Just at the end of the day, it's gonna be a good game Sunday. I'm like TJ. I feel like we're gonna be at 500. Our team is a little bit rested. Our coaching staff been dialing up plays. We're gonna have some guys that's gonna step up big that we probably wouldn't even expect to step up this Sunday. As a homer from the state of Georgia, I do need to see the Braves win tomorrow. Like I said, I might not be much of a baseball fan, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna support them because they are the home state team. So I definitely want to see them get that win tomorrow. As far as the Hawks, hopefully y'all handle y'all business as y'all should. Bulldog fans, y'all got a week off. I'm gonna be putting a video up that's gonna be funny for the Bulldogs playing Florida next week. But but like I said, just keep, just my main thing I've been telling Falcon fans, man, support the team. You get behind this team, you might see some differences, man. Y'all, why people still trying to put out false narratives and articles, man, supporting this team. You already see we only one win behind for being 500. Who knows? By the time you look again, we could be 2 games over 500. Keep supporting them.
Definitely. Hey, like I said, show appreciation for everybody tuning in tonight on this Friday Night Madness. I know we said we was gonna get some calls in today, but I think the conversations we had tonight was pretty good. That, like I said, just hold on with it. We're gonna get you next time, but we got into it so much that we damn near forgot. Like I said, so definitely we need the Braves to close it out tomorrow. Atlanta Falcons, like I said, you play your game, you be at 500. But the main thing I will say here is, as a fan base, like I said, we are the 6%ers when it comes to these Falcons. We are the 6%ers. We are the ones left. And it's kind of funny that I just want to make this one little notion before I get off is, Mike, LT, Tyrone, have y'all noticed something? I want to ask y'all a question. Have y'all noticed something?
What's that, Playboy?
Have you noticed that every time the Falcons lose, is a certain percentage of people that come on here talking junk to everybody on Twitter? But when they win, they real silent.
What they at though? Because I haven't seen a lot of people.
Yeah.
Turn on the lights. I'm looking for.
Yeah. So, like I said, the issue is if you're happy that the team loses, please just show the same energy for when they win because it makes you look bad.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't show no energy at all because we don't need you here if you happy for the team to lose. You don't need to be part of this fan base.
Right. But at the end of the day, like I said, Man Kstylz. Make sure you subscribe to that. Make sure you support AFN and getting AFN to 2K. We definitely appreciate Tyrone LT as usual coming in on this Friday Night Madness. Support Fila Sports Podcast. That's FILA. You got to have periods in the middle of them. You just can't put Fila as in one.
I think you might be able to. You might be able to put Fila, but make sure you put podcast, put sports because it's gonna come with these
sports podcast.
It's gonna come with these two Indian dudes, and I don't know who they are. So make sure you put sports.
Yeah. So you make.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Usually, every time you put in Fila, only thing gonna show is that dang little scrappy video.
Yeah, if you put in Fila, that's what's gonna be that little scrappy song will pop up.
Exactly. Forever I love Atlanta. Forever I love Atlanta. Forever I love. But yeah, like you said, y'all make sure y'all go support Fila Sports Podcast. Like you said, we are all affiliates here. So hey, we just appreciate the love and continue to keep watching every time we get on. That's all I gotta say.
That's all we got to say. And that's where we're going to end it. You guys continue to support us here, not only at Fila Sports Podcast, but Atlanta Falcons Nation. TJ, you still doing the Georgia Bulldogs?
Tomorrow, I was going to do a show tonight, y'all. I'm sleepy. So I ain't going to lie to you.
Dang, boy, wait, you sleepy, but you 20, but when I was your age.
Hey, bro, I just got back from Tallahassee yesterday, bro. I'm tired. I've been on the road. I've been moving stuff.
You're 20 years old. I'm sorry, the old folks. That the old folks tell us back in the day. Yeah, you're 20 years old, boy. I used to stay up 5 days straight without no sleep. You lie.
I'm gonna go in tomorrow night. It'll be a call on Tyrone. Even though Georgia's not playing, I'll just be on there talking college football. So you guys, you come in, listen. Even if you're not a Georgia fan, come in. Got to talk about Georgia Tech. I get to talk about Tech tomorrow. I guess I'll watch that game versus Virginia.
Okay, Styles gonna be excited for that.
You damn right. Shit. hey, we was on a bye week last week. God damn it, I get the.
If Georgia Tech, what's funny? If Georgia Tech would have beat Pitt, they would have been number one in the Coastal region. I just want people to know that. That's the crazy part about the ACC right now. Georgia Tech might have been the best team in the ACC if they would have beat Pitt.
Boy, that Pitt offense averaging 52 points a game this season for a damn reason.
That's ridiculous.
I can't even put nothing past that. But hey, it is what it damn is. We look just about as good as Clemson right now. That's all I can say.
I guess that's a plus. I guess so.
That's a plus because Clemson look absolute dog water right now. They look like dirty diaper bins right now. That's how bad they playing.
Oh God.
But that's all we got, man. We appreciate everybody for joining us, man. Kstylz, you wanna go ahead and do your thing?
Do the outro of the AFN network as we always do. Is AFN is not here to play. We are here to stay. You don't have to go home, but
you gotta get the hell out of here.
Soccer. Dude.
This man think he Booker T now? What the hell going on?
Yep.